Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Don't mind my look today. It is super gloomy outside. Autumn is here. We are doing spooky season early. So I've been waiting for this. If you're not new here, you know I'm obsessed with autumn. I'm obsessed with winter. I'm obsessed with Christmas. I'm obsessed with Halloween. So we're starting early. It is soup season. It is baking season, so we're gonna do it. Anyway, today's video, so I actually spent some time this morning going through all of my comments, which I'm so embarrassed. Like, there were some comments that were like a year old, so if you all of a sudden got a notification from me after a year, I apologize. But I saw that there was a really distinct trend of comments that I received, which kind of surprised me because I actually made a video demonstrating how robotic affirming works. And especially if you're coming from my last video, you might be surprised why I'm making this video, because I kind of not denounced robotic affirming, but basically said that I don't do it anymore. It's also not the most beneficial way to do manifestation when you are neurodivergent, but that doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of people out there who do like robotic affirming, who do want to use it. And I also want to cater to as many people as I can. So I figured, since I used to use it in the past, in today's video, I will just give you a rundown of what robotic affirmations are and how to actually use it. I'll give you a tutorial and kind of explain to you exactly how to use it. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. So robotic affirmations, what are they? So in my last video, I kind of talked about how there are several tiers of ways you can change your assumption in your subconscious. And robotic affirming is basically just you repeating a sentence over and over again without emotions, without really thinking about it. You normally do it when you're in the middle of a task where you're not paying attention. Let's say you're doing your dishes, or you're taking your dog for a walk, or you're brushing your teeth in the morning, something along those lines. So robotic affirming is literally just you thinking the same thought over and over again without really paying any attention to what it's doing to your emotions. It doesn't matter if other thoughts come up. You just override them and keep going back to your sentence. So that's basically what robotic affirmations are at the core. And I guess the benefit of them is, if you do like to do them, is that over time, you are just tiring out your subconscious and you're just hammering that new assumption in to the point where I feel like, especially if you might be someone who doesn't really want to do nervous system regulation, even though it's really, really beneficial to you, if you have a lot of opposing thoughts, you can basically just drown them out. That's basically what robotic affirming is good for, I think, is you just hammering that new affirmation in so much that your brain doesn't even have time to think about anything else, because you're literally just focusing on that one particular thing. So I guess that's what robotic affirmations are good for at the end of the day. Like I said, if you are someone who doesn't really work with them very well or wants a different kind of affirming, I do have that video up that talks about the robotic affirming or whatever. So yeah, but basically that's what it is at the end of the day. You just repeating it over and over again. And so let's say you want to manifest $1,000 out of thin air or whatever. And another thing that I noticed, and I feel like a lot of people get this wrong, affirmations are just sentences. It's just a different word for a sentence. You don't have to make them Pinterest pretty or anything. The closer they are to your natural thought process, whether you're someone who can actually hear their own voice in their head or not, doesn't matter. Because if you're talking to somebody and you're telling them, how would you tell them? Just make them as natural as possible. I always get a lot of comments of can you help me phrase this? Or am I phrasing this correctly? But the question is, if you are asking, am I phrasing this correctly? Chances are it's not the right one for you, because if you are phrasing it correctly, you would kind of know. So let's say, for example, I were to call my mother and I'd be like, hey, I actually just got $1,000 literally out of nowhere. Totally dope. This is what I'm going to do with my money. Obviously, that would be kind of a longer affirmation. You don't have to make it that long. You can literally just be like, hey, I just, got $1,000 out of nowhere. Take that, and then you just mindlessly repeat it. So another question I get very often as well is, do you do it in your head or can you do it out loud? Do whatever you like. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Your subconscious does not care whether it's in your head or whether it's out loud. There's technically literally no difference. I feel like you would know if you are someone who likes to talk out loud to yourself or not, if you're someone who's hyperverbal, or if you're someone who just thinks thoughts in quiet all the time, even if you are alone and by yourself. Because technically, and this is another thing, your brain tells you exactly how you should be manifesting the easiest and reinstall new assumptions if you listen to it. A lot of people are trying to do things that go against how your brain naturally operates when you should just be working with it. Your brain tells you everything you need to know. You just got to learn how to listen to what your brain is telling you and work with that. So let's say you want to manifest $1,000 and you go and do the dishes. You would start affirming in your head, hey, I just got $1,000 out of nowhere. 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 And you keep repeating this like over and over and over again. A lot of people also ask me, how often do you do it or how long do you do it? Again, that is totally up to you. I sometimes see like the more you affirm, the faster it can come in. Sure, that technically is true because again, you're hammering in the new affirmation and you're pushing out the old one. But at the end of the day, and this is kind of why I feel it's so important to know how your brain actually works, if you are robotically affirming, there's only a very short window where you're actually hitting your subconscious properly to install the new belief. So there is no right way or wrong way to do it in terms of how often do you do it, how long do you do it. I always say when you start really having your brain just run away with you, but not about like, again, if let's say you're manifesting money, but you start thinking about your laundry, I wouldn't consider that an issue. If you are all of a sudden starting to think about all the bills you have to pay and how everything is like not great, that would be an issue. But if it's just about, oh, I'm just wondering about the laundry now, and your brain just starts going there, I think that would be a good time to stop because your brain is literally telling you, hey, I heard you, I got it. But I'm kind of tired now and we're focusing on something else. And then you can go and do your laundry and you can either continue affirming then if you notice your brain is like satisfied because you listened to its instruction, or if you notice, hey, I'm actually not feeling that good, I don't want to keep going, then take a break. Take a break and then you can go back to it whenever you want later on, either throughout the day or in the evenings, in the mornings, whenever you feel like you want to pick it back up. So there is really no right or wrong way to do it. You just need to kind of also work with your energy level a little bit, because I will say one thing, and this is like probably not news to people who have been robotically affirming all day, every day before. It is incredibly draining and tiring to do it because your brain is being basically nonstop being asked to do something. Like you're constantly keeping it on a loop. And of course, our brain is thinking like thousands of thoughts a day. That's not the point. But the point is that you are actively doing work. That's like you trying to learn new vocabulary, and instead of doing small sessions of learning it, you're doing it continuously over and over again. And even the Pomodoro method, it has breaks for a reason. So you should absolutely take those breaks because, and I talked about this a little bit more extensively in my video prior to this one, that your brain needs time to file and store the information away, which just makes it more potent when you are picking it back up. Because otherwise you're basically doing all of this work and then wasting it. So no matter how much or how often you do want to robotically affirm throughout the day, please make sure that you take breaks and kind of honor your energy levels in this. Even if you are neurodivergent, if you're not, if you want to do it, it doesn't matter. But once you realize I'm starting to get tired or things are just really draining for me or whatever the case may be, take a break. Please do not think that just because you're taking a break, it means that you didn't do enough or that the session was wasted or that it's going to take longer to manifest. Those are limiting beliefs and like literally scarcity mindset beliefs that you don't need to adhere to. It's your rules, it's your reality. So please do not make yourself go crazy just because you might see other people, whether it's other coaches or comments or anything, being like, well, but I don't understand because I'm doing it. And if, I can do it all day, every day, and I get immediately what I want, or people are just, this is something I've seen on TikTok so much recently and really, really made me mad. You're not lazy for not doing that. I'm pretty sure I actually made a dedicated video about it, but just because you can't do it doesn't mean you're lazy. Everybody has a different level of energy they have available to them mentally and physically, because I can tell you from experience, it's also physically draining, like literally makes me want to take like a 50-hour nap whenever I did attempt to do like really big sessions, and it made me feel bad about myself. I can just tell you, if you are noticing you need to take a break, take the break, and don't listen to anybody telling you that they've been doing it. That's fine. That's great for them, but you are not lazy. You are not doing the work, and you are not getting your manifestation because you are not doing enough. Manifestation is supposed to be work smarter, not harder. So anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, I will promise you I will try to stay on top of comments a lot better. Things have been really, really busy, and then sometimes I just scroll, brain forget it. But I really want to make sure that I honor your comments a little bit better, and I took a bunch of notes of things I want to film. So if there's anything you want to know, if you want me to make a video about something, please make sure you leave a comment down below. Again, hit the like button if you like this kind of video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in the next video.